according to him, the cause of death cannot be determined. Because he gave a lot of reasons. He said, by the time they conducted the test, the body had decomposed. And that it is not possible for them to determine the cause of death.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again, man, to yet another vlog, man. Mr. J. If this is your first time seeing his face, man, they call me Mr. J, aka Kwame Boy, Bong Boy, Adekule, Adewale, Yodoku, Wakakri, you boy, yes, Bazinga, man. You guys good? It's always a pleasure to have you come around, man. Hey, I would like you to be part of the family. You feel me? It gives me joy that we are having this conversation, and like I promised, man, we will be dropping vlogs every day. You guys alright? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this vlog is a non-music reaction, and I want us to talk about something real quick, man. We do have updates on the death of a prominent Nigerian artist called Mohbad. If you can remember, man, when the Afrobeat community lost this brother, it was a whole lot of chaos, a whole lot of, you know, finger pointing, a whole lot of who did this, a whole lot of he was sacrificed, a whole lot of his life was in threat and all that. But I don't want to go back to that. That's not why we're here today. There is an update on his death because recently, man, a pathologist just issued a statement saying that they cannot ascertain the cause of death because by the time that they performed, his body was already decomposed. Now let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, my heart goes out once again to this man's family. This brother was cut short from his prime because this man was actually, we got to find out, and it's rather unfortunate that sometimes people don't know your worth until you pass. And we learned about this brother's worth when he passed, and we loved his music, and you know, his music had a whole lot of stream and so on and so forth. But in death, this man lives on. That's what I would say. Now, with a pathologist coming out and saying that they cannot ascertain what killed this brother, and now they don't know because there was speculations that he was beaten to death, he was injected. Like, okay, the real issue is that a nurse injected this brother, and he, you know, passed. And which, to me, I can say that it could be the probable reason, but for them to come out and say that they don't know, they cannot ascertain, or they cannot say for sure what actually killed this brother, it leaves us with a whole lot of questions. So why did you exhume his body? So what was the whole purpose of exhuming the body if you cannot for sure say what killed him? Now, speaking of that, and knowing that we come from a continent where a whole lot of things, a whole lot of technologies is not available to us, because I can guarantee you that in the West, a body can be found. You can find a body maybe years later, and they can gather everything together, and then they give us a probable cause of death. But who am I kidding? We are talking about Africa, and we are talking about a continent where politicians and the authorities and leaders only focus on their own selves, and they do not think that maybe we can have this technology in our country where the cause of death of certain people who had their life cut short abruptly, we can determine that. We do not have that technology, man. I have seen on Discovery Channel, I've seen on Crime and Justice Channel where a corpse is found in a stage of already maggots feeding on it and flies and stuff like that. And then the pathologists were able to determine the cause of death and the duration of death. But no, we are talking about Africa. This man died September 12th. Okay, it's been a while, and then a couple of days later, his body was exhumed after the whole community woke up. And may I remind you, man, there were fingers pointed at Naira Marley and co. I don't want to be pointing people out. This is not me saying that Naira Marley is guilty, allegedly. So you got to be careful now what you say online, because it's not easy nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. You can be processed for saying things. So allegedly, people said it was Naira Marley and co, and then he was beaten up and this and that. People were taken into custody. People were questioned. People were, all the back and forth. Whereas this update makes us see that a whole lot of things is going wrong in our continent. Yes, this is Nigeria per se, but if you go across the border from Nigeria to Cameroon, if you die today, heck, they don't even have those. If it's not something that they can see that you were stabbed, you were butchered and stuff like that, man, I hope YouTube doesn't take this down. They cannot say for sure what killed you. But this, to some level, brings some kind of closure to a certain level. I'm not saying that this is a permanent thing, because people will still have questions. Okay, now normally we know that if somebody gets injected with bad drugs, it can lead to death. That we know for sure. We know that is very probable. But for the authority, the pathologist, to come out and say we do not know for sure how he died, leaves us with, what were you doing all this while? Maybe it's just because the technology is not there to be able to determine. So you telling us that you don't know if it's because he was tortured, or you don't know if it's because he was injected, maybe with something. I don't want to, man, these are all speculations. I don't want to come here and act like I know everything. No, but I'm just I just decided that let's chime in. Now a whole lot of people will still be questioning, because a couple of days ago, one of the people that was allegedly considered as one of the perpetrators of this man's untimely death, Mr. Naira Marley, he was celebrating his birthday, and a very good friend of Mohbad, Zeno Liski, posted some cryptic message. He said many more years, I hope many more years to kill. I don't know what he meant by that. I'm going to paraphrase. Allegedly, let me not say that. So, a whole lot of questions. I bet you that Naira Marley and those who had fingers pointed at them, they themselves, they would definitely have loved to know what actually happened to this man, but we would never know. You feel me? And I do pray that someday, somehow, both sides, okay, Naira Marley fan, and we get the real story, we get the full picture. So that is my take on this, and appreciate you guys for stopping by. Leave your comment. What do you think? Is the pathologist being honest by saying that they cannot ascertain? Do you believe in this update that they don't know what killed Mohbad, or it's just another cover-up, or whatever? I don't know, but you know best. I'm out of here. Be good, man. Peace.
Action God, big up TRB family. MisterJaay, I see you. I know some artists don't do this.